What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we have Tszyu going against Sebastian Fundora. All right. Now, you know, this is Sebastian Fundora is the replacement of Keith Thurman to fight Tszyu. So Sebastian Fundora was already supposed to be on the card fighting for the vacant WBC title, all of which titles was previously held by Jermell Charlo, who vacated all his titles and whatnot. Or was stripped a few of them, whatever the situation may be. All right. Sebastian Fundora was gonna fight Bunchankalonga for the WBC 154-pound title. Now, I already thought that was weird because Sebastian Fundora is coming off of a knockout loss by Brian Mendoza. But Tszyu, you know, shout out to the PBC for being able to get a replacement that fast. Now, granted, once again, this should not be a pay-per-view fight, but it still is going to be a pay-per-view fight. I don't know how they're going to try to justify this, but it is what it is. We're going to still, you know, I'm going to still watch it or whatnot, because this is my job. I watch, I report, you listen, and you like or you hate, and you comment. That's how we go, all right? So I did the research. I looked up the information. Let me go ahead and once again give you the information. You guys listen, and I will give you my opinion. All right, so shout out to BoxingScene.com. It says Sebastian Fundora comes to replace injured Keith Thurman against Tszyu March 30th. Sebastian Fundora has emerged as a replacement for injured Keith Thurman to meet WBO 154-pound champion Tszyu March 30th in the debut Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view card in Las Vegas. Boxing Scene has learned. Two officials with knowledge of the negotiations said Premier Boxing Champion product Fundora, who has the record of 20-1 with 13 knockouts, will move up from his spot opening the pay-per-view portion of the card to instead fight Tszyu on the main event at the T-Mobile Arena. Tszyu has a record of 20-0 with 17 knockouts. Fundora, standing at a staggering 6 foot 5.5 inches and a well-done 80-inch reach, adds a significant intrigue to the bout, given his unique body frame and tendency to engage in an all-action firefight. Additionally, because his previously scheduled bout against Saronic Buhanchuk was to be for the vacant 154-pound WBC president. It was for the vacant 154-pound belt. WBC president Marcio Sulaiman tells Boxing Scene his executive board is huddling to decide whether to make Tszyu Fundora a WBO WBC unified title affair. Fundora from Coachella, California, is coming off of a 7-round knockout loss to Brian Mendoza. Before that, he stopped former 154-pound title challenger Erickson Lubin in defeat of former welterweight titler Carlos Campos by a wide decision. Officials are still assessing where to place Bunchanka on the card, promoted by Tom Laughlin. All right, so once again, I gotta give a major shout out to Sebastian Fundora Tszyu. You know, the thing I love about the 154-pound division is that everybody is fighting everybody. Now, mainly that's due to the fact that 154-pound at 154 is pretty much sold up by the PBC. They pretty much got their mark on all fighters over there, so it's easy to see each fighter fight each fighter. I mean, if you think about it, we had Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora. We just had Erickson Lubin versus Jesus Ramos. You know, Tszyu fought. Tszyu just fought Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza, who actually beat Sebastian Fundora. He fought what's his name? Tony Harrison. Now these two are fighting each other, bro. I gotta give a huge shout out to Tszyu, and I'm really starting to like Tszyu more and more as time progresses, man. Because this dude is doing what's right. I saw them have an interview with him, and they were talking about how active he is, and he was just like, yeah, bro, these boxers, they're not built like that anymore. I respect the hell out of it, because one thing I do want is an active champion. I really like Tszyu, man. Like, of course, I'm a Charlo fan, but I do like Tszyu a lot, man. Tszyu seems to be, I think he's good for boxing. And you know, I did a video on Tszyu. One of the other reasons why I'm a fan, why I became a big fan of him now, is because of the fact that he's making his own career, not using his father's name. You know, he's not basing his career off of his father's name, so you gotta respect the hell out of that, you know. Now, as far as this fight goes, you know, listen, I wasn't excited for Tszyu versus Keith Thurman, and I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. I'm not excited. I'm not like overly excited. You know, I'm happy that this fight is being made. Just cool, because now it's a unification bout. But I'm not overly excited about this fight because of the fact that, man, I like Sebastian Fundora makes so many mistakes in there. And his style plays right into what Tszyu wants. I see Tszyu stopping Sebastian Fundora like in 3 or 4 rounds, if I'm being 100% honest. And I like Sebastian Fundora as a person. I think he's a good kid, man. I think he's a very friendly person. I want to see him do well in life, man. But I just think that Tszyu is just way too much for Sebastian Fundora at this point of his career. Sebastian Fundora does not use his height. He does not use his reach. He's just like many tall fighters that like to sit in there and bang. And a lot of people wonder why Sebastian Fundora, like, why would you just sit there and bang and not use your reach? Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sebastian Fundora is not coordinated enough to be able to outbox somebody on the outside like Thomas Hearns would, or something like that. Like Tommy Hearns, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but you often see guys like, well, Paul Williams was coordinated. I don't know why. Paul Williams just like to bang. Like Paul Williams, Robert Easter Jr., these tall guys that they just like to come in and bang or whatnot. They give away their height, and they just come in and bang. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, it makes for an entertaining matchup, makes for an entertaining bout. But Sebastian Fundora leaves his chin wide open. Especially, he throws a lazy jab. He throws a really lazy jab that can get count. Like I can see Tszyu countering over the top of his jab with the right hand, and that's gonna be all she wrote, man. You know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. And then I believe we'll be seeing Tszyu as the unified champion at 154 pounds. Tszyu is really making a mark for himself, man. And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing Tszyu go ahead. Like, I want to see Tszyu in there. Like, go ahead and give him Eric Salubin. Throw that name on his resume. I'll give him Jesus Ramos. I thought Jesus Ramos beat Eric Salubin. But whatever, they gave the fight to Eric Salubin. But man, go ahead and get, bro. By the end of this year, I would love for Tszyu to go ahead and get Eric Salubin and Jesus Ramos on his resume. And then probably this Bunchanka dude, bro. Like, I don't know much about him, but he's fighting on this card, so that could be that. Well, I don't know. Then again, never mind, because I just remembered he's not fighting. Bunchanka's no longer fighting for the WBC. This is now a unified bout. So I forgot who has the WBA and the IBF. But man, I'd love to see Tszyu do his thing, and then, you know, hopefully, maybe I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have high hopes of Charlo coming back. Not at 154 at least. I don't know. It just all depends on what his motives is or whatnot. And you know, I still would love to see Tszyu versus Jermell Charlo, bro. I think that makes for a great fight, depending on where Charlo is with his career. And you know, and after that, bro, Tszyu really should just move up. He's very young. He's young in his career. He's making a name for himself. He's gonna have a good following, and I like how I just really like how he's made himself active. Bro, I did not know he had 12 straight pay-per-view fights in Australia. That shows you the type of fan base that he has, bro. In order to you know, like, they really support him. And if you guys can even see in the arenas that he makes it big out there. So maybe we can get Tszyu versus Terrence Crawford. I think that makes for a great fight as well, bro. I would pick Terrence Crawford in that, but man, Terrence Crawford would definitely have to. It wouldn't be no walk in the park. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?